In today's Final Touch, Thanksgiving came early at the Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida.
Tigress Callie and Jaguar Manny sunk their teeth into some butterball turkeys just like the ones you can pie. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here Monday. News 3 at 5 starts right now.
And tonight on News 3, a busy couple of days for travelers heading to Thanksgiving celebrations. We'll get an update on the road conditions.
A welcome sight for many Madison small businesses. Monroe Street gets back to normal.
This is News 3 at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3. Wisconsinites are hitting the roads to get to their Thanksgiving destination.
Amy Reed is out live on International Drive to tell us how things are going tonight. Amy?
That's right. We're out of Madison, and there are a lot of people out on the roads right now. A lot of people choosing today to get to where they want to be tomorrow. AAA estimates 54.3 million Americans will journey 50 miles or more away from their home this Thanksgiving, and that's almost a 5% increase over last year. The 2018 holiday weekend will also see the highest Thanksgiving travel volume in more than a dozen years. That's since 2005, according to AAA. And they estimate 2.5 million more people traveling this year compared to last year. And with that travel and this weather, they suggest that you give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going so that you can get to your Thanksgiving feast on time and safely. Back to you.
Safe travels, everybody out there. Amy Reed reporting live from the north side. Amy, thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Airlines are expecting over 2.5 million flyers a day through the holiday weekend. Sunday could set a record of more than 3 million passengers going through TSA checkpoints. There have been a few delays at the Dane County Regional Airport today, but nothing right now. So if you're waiting to pick up friends or family flying into Madison, the airport wants to remind you to wait in the cell phone lot. A lot of travelers keeping a close eye, of course, on the weather over the holiday. Let's get a first check now. Dana Fulton is in the Weather Center. Dana?
We're talking about some flurries right now if you're getting ready to hit the road, but the good news with the snowfall currently, it's not the kind where it starts to cause messy driving conditions, just some light snowflakes moving on through. In the last few hours, we've had this snow sliding on over much of Dane County, Columbia and Sauk, starting to see the end of it. Heading down into the edge of the state, that southeast corner of the state for us. Right now, a little closer look at what things actually look like for us. In downtown Madison, notice some light trace snowfall amounts likely on the southern edge, but it looks like things are starting to wrap up toward the northern edge of downtown for us. So overall, the snow not a major weather maker for us, but it did make a nice little travel evening. Temperatures are cold. We're close to 25 in Madison and 28 in Janesville. Right now about 32 in Mineral Point, of course, with our breeze now coming from the northeast. So it is a little cooler air moving in for us. That puts our wind chill a little closer to 19 in Madison and in Lone Rock. So even if you are traveling tonight, of course, you don't need to get out of the car. You're lucky. If you do have to get out to gas up, you're going to need your jacket, that is for certain. Heading into tomorrow, we will see some clouds for Turkey Day, and temperatures won't be quite as cold outside. In the mid-30s and a little bit warmer by the weekend. We'll take a closer look at that whole travel forecast heading into the weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. If you're traveling this week and you want to keep up to date on the forecast, download our free traffic app from the App Store. It's free. It works on all smartphones and provides accurate hour-to-hour forecasts plus up-to-the-minute traffic information. Just search for Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic to download the app.
A Pittsburgh police officer is injured after an alleged drunk driver hits a squad car. This was just before 9 o'clock last night near Brendan Avenue, just south of where Fish Hatchery Road meets County Highway PD. An officer had pulled over along the side of the road to assist with a disabled vehicle. And that's when Fitchburg PD says 50-year-old Andrew DeMarco of Fitchburg drove his pickup truck into the rear of that squad car. Both the officer and the driver being assisted were in the front of that car and were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Obviously, it rendered it disabled to drive, but it does appear to be totaled. Due to the impact of the collision, the squad car actually moved forward and struck the vehicle that was in front of it that was disabled, so there's damage to the squad car in the back and to the front of the car as well.
Police say Mr. DeMarco was drunk and arrested him on 2 counts of OWI causing injury and 2 counts of operating with a prohibited alcohol concentration causing injury.
Madison police are investigating an alleged carjacking on the city's south side. Officers say it happened last night around 6 o'clock in the 2900 block of Todd Drive. A 27-year-old and a 22-year-old were inside a white Dodge Journey when a man with a handgun walked up and knocked on the window. He ordered the men out of the vehicle and drove off. Using GPS tracking, officers were able to track the vehicle down about 6 miles away in the 7500 block of Tree Lane. Janesville police are reminding people to watch out for an IRS scam. Officers say a resident received a call from someone claiming to be from the IRS and was told they owed money. If they didn't pay it, the police would arrest them. Janesville police want to remind you that the IRS will never call you asking for money, and the Janesville Police Department will never come to collect on a debt.
DNR officials are investigating 2 illegal elk shootings in Monroe and Jackson counties during the 9-day gun deer hunt. Officials say an adult bull elk was shot and killed after being misidentified by a hunter. This happened near Warrens on Saturday. That shooter reported the shooting to the DNR. The second elk was shot in Jackson County on Monday morning. Authorities are still looking for the shooter of that elk. Anyone with information is asked to call the DNR to let them know if you have any additional information. Madison Alder says he will not seek re-election in April. Larry Palm made the announcement earlier this week in a blog post. For almost 14 years, he's represented Madison's 12th district, which includes neighborhoods near the airport, Warner Park, Madison College. He played a part in the creation of the new Madison Central Public Library and the expansion of homeless services in the city.
Just in time for Small Business Saturday, Madison's Monroe Street is back open. It's been 8 months since cars were allowed to drive down both sides of the street. The redone street features new sidewalks, lighting, and new public art. Monroe Street is a popular place for small businesses. We spoke with one business owner who says her motto through all of this was survive and thrive.
I got a little choked up earlier thinking about it, having, tears of joy, but thinking about what we've been through, and here we are.
Madison Metro bus routes will start back up on Monroe Street starting tomorrow. The Ally Drive neighborhood is getting a big gift this holiday season, something they've needed for years, a grocery store.
Amanda Quintana in the News Center with more.
In just about 1 month, owner Maria Maldonado says the doors of Luna's Groceries will be open.
This is gonna be a feature for the store, so we're gonna have a full-service butcher.
She's putting the finishing touches on the now bright orange and green building on Red Arrow Trail. The Allied Drive neighborhood hasn't had a grocery store since 2009 when Cub Foods closed. A Walgreens tried to fill the need but closed a couple years ago, making the area a food desert.
So a couple years ago when the Walgreens closed, I put forward funding from the city to be able to help provide access to taxis and bus fare so that people would be able to get access to food. But obviously that was never enough.
This store is years in the making for the city, giving $157,000 to Luna's from the Healthy Retail Access Program, the largest amount given from that program. At 6, we'll hear from Maldonado how she hopes the store caters to the diverse group of people in the neighborhood and carries on her grandfather's legacy.
Amanda, thank you. Blackhawk Technical College in Janesville is working to make sure that none of its students go hungry this holiday season. Friends of the Pantry is a free resource for students to access food items and other necessities like toiletries. The project was created last month, and those behind it say they saw how hunger has impacted students at the school.
Some of these students, particularly when they are socioeconomic issues that they have, they need access to food, so they don't have that reliable income. They're stressed in class and not able to focus because they're hungry or they know their kids are hungry.
Santian says this week the pantry was able to give out several turkeys to students who could not afford a Thanksgiving dinner.
And still to come on News Street 5, Wisconsin's most notable sports figure helping out his home state of California. How Aaron Rodgers is helping out victims of the latest round of California wildfires.
And President Trump has signed off on lethal action at the border. We'll share why coming up next.
And the market's not doing much today to gain back the losses earlier in the week. The Dow off another point. The Nasdaq jumped 47, S&P up 8. The markets will reopen Friday for an early close for the weekend. We'll be right back.
I'm partnering with the North Valley Community Foundation and donating $1 million to help with the recovery and eventual rebuild of these communities.
The devastating wildfires in California getting some help from Aaron Rodgers. The Chico, California native pledged $1 million to help victims of the Camp Fire in Butte County, California. If you want to help and you have a Twitter profile, you can retweet his tweet about the donation. And for every retweet, State Farm will donate $1 up to $1 million through November 25th. The Milwaukee Brewers have also now launched a fundraising campaign. It is expected, by the way, to rain very hard in Northern California during the next few days. And that'll help put out the fire, but it's also going to bring potential mudslides and further misery.
The Butte County Sheriff's Office now says at least 81 people died in the fire. A search team is looking for others still unaccounted for after the fire burned an area bigger than 115,000 football fields. Officials say the fire moved so quickly it was very hard for people to get out.
Any area that has this much dense vegetation, the fire was moving very fast. And so for people to get out of its way was difficult.
About 870 people are still missing due to the fire. An arson investigation in New Jersey is now an arson and homicide investigation. Prosecutors believe a family of 4 was intentionally targeted, and today the homeowner's brother was arrested for setting another fire. Police have charged him with arson for setting his own house on fire 12 miles away. Police say it's possible that both fires are connected. Authorities are still gathering evidence from the 2 crime scenes and say more charges could be filed.
Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts making a rare statement today against President Trump. It comes after the president went after federal judges, calling one a, quote, Obama judge. In a statement this afternoon, Chief Justice Roberts wrote, quote, "We do not have Obama judges or Trump judge or Bush judges or Clinton judges." Roberts, who was appointed by former President George W. Bush to lead the Supreme Court, is the highest authority in the federal judiciary. The Trump administration taking drastic measures to deal with a caravan of migrants heading toward the U.S.-Mexico border. White House Chief of Staff John Kelly issued a memo authorizing the use of lethal force, if necessary, for thousands of active duty troops stationed at the border. President Trump wants to deter the caravan of Central American migrants from entering the U.S. illegally. The Trump administration says it's concerned about acts of violence at the U.S. checkpoint near Tijuana, Mexico. Hundreds of asylum seekers are camping out there now, hoping to be let in near the border. In San Diego, troops have put up razor wire to fortify the fence.
We're taking precautions. We always prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Officials say the mission is planned through mid-December, costing taxpayers $72 million, but the price tag is expected to rise.
A beloved Bucky on Parade statue is heading to Chicago. Gamutlikite Bucky will appear in the city's Thanksgiving Day parade. The parade starts around 8 tomorrow morning and can be watched on WGN's website. Bucky on Parade, of course, was a free public art event this year in Madison. Gamutlikite Bucky, am I saying that right?
Gamutlikite.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. Was on display all around the state capitol. That's a very cute one. I like that one. A busy travel week and a little snow isn't mixing in very well. Let's turn it over to Dana Fulton. She's on the weather patio with the details. Hi, Dana.
Hey, so right now, the good news about this snow, it's not the kind that's really going to cause very many travel delays for us. Earlier, it was coming down a little bit, enough to maybe use the windshield wiper blades a few times, but we're just talking about flurries really for the next few hours. Looking at our Doppler track, you can see that line of snow starting to taper off now. We have enjoyed it for a few hours now in Madison. Things will calm down for us overnight, but we're still going to see snow for that southeast corner of the state for at least another 2 hours or so. Overall, though, things are calming down for the evening. A very chilly day for us. It will stay cold overnight. No major weather maker moving in as we head into Thanksgiving and for the early part of Friday. So, of course, that's great news for Thanksgiving Day and Black Friday shoppers early in the day. But our next system on the way for us late in the day on Friday and, of course, as we head into Sunday. Breaking this down just a little bit, we're expecting a mostly cloudy sky for the next several hours. Temps tonight will drop for us into the mid to low 20s as we get into early Thursday morning. Those that have to wake up early, like myself, to get the dinner and the turkey ready, just know outside it will be cool if you have to let the dog out as well. That way they don't get after the turkey. By the afternoon, we may have just a few pockets of sunshine, but overall, we're leaning towards a mostly cloudy day for our Thanksgiving. Temps will actually be just a few degrees warmer than what we saw today, so not quite as chilly outside. In the mid-30s for us in Madison, close to about 38 towards Janesville. Heading into Friday morning, we get a bit of a clearing break before our next opportunity for showers comes in. So early in the day for Friday, definitely won't need the umbrella. Should be a fairly smooth Black Friday shopping experience again early on. But as we get later into the evening, if you're out just enjoying your Friday or still shopping, if that's your thing, we are expecting showers to come on in, and those showers may linger quite a bit into early Saturday morning. Again, temperatures for us on Thanksgiving Day will be landing in the mid-30s. That's still below average, but it is a few degrees warmer than what we've seen for the last several days. Plan on that breeze picking up a little bit in the afternoon. Wind gust potential getting a little closer by later in the day to about 20 miles per hour for much of the area. So if you are sending the little ones outside, definitely make sure that the jacket is on hand and on them. Again, those wind gusts getting close to 20 miles per hour, even up to 25, certainly possible for us. So wind chill getting factored in. As we let that load on up, it's going to feel, even though our temperatures will be in the mid-30s, a little closer to the mid-20s for us by tomorrow afternoon. This is a look at 3:30, sunset just about an hour after 3:30, so you know we'll start to feel even cooler after that. As we were just talking about off to the west, we're expecting quite a bit of rainfall, so any travel to the western side of the country is going to be significantly delayed as we head into this holiday weekend. For us in Wisconsin, though, we're expecting good travel conditions for Thursday and Friday morning, and then as those showers come in, things may be a little more slick on the roads for us. I do want to bounce ahead to what we are expecting on Sunday. Notice, yes, quite a bit of blue stuff sliding on through. There is a little bit of model inconsistency right now for timing and amounts for us on Sunday, but we are still expecting at least a significant measurable amount of snow for us Sunday afternoon, evening, and into Monday morning. Because of this, we do have an alert day in the forecast for Sunday and Sunday night. Light snow in the PM, and then, of course, there could be a little bit of a mix and freezing drizzle in there. With that snow at night, we're estimating about 1 to 3 inches at this time. Downtown, we do have the snowflakes swirling around currently, but things are finally calming on down for us. We had a high today of about 30, yet again, still below average. Overnight will be cold with these flurry chances wrapping up. Looking at overnight lows in the mid-30s tomorrow, or overnight lows in the mid-20s for tomorrow, in the mid-30s for our Turkey Day. Temps stay below average as we head into the weekend, and then that alert day on Sunday is going to drop us back down into the 30s, and we stay cool into the start of next week. I do want to take a quick look at our traffic conditions. I know a lot of folks hitting the road right now. This is a look at 12 right at Park Street. Good news, things seem to be going along fairly smoothly. This white overlay, that's the area that's seeing flurries right now. If we bounce to the northern part of Madison on 151, the northbound side, the left lane there is blocked from a crash that happened a little bit ago. Still have the left lane blocked. On the northbound side of 39, speeds reduced to 22 miles an hour. The eastbound side of 12 down to 19 miles per hour. So of course, the Beltline always moving a little slower. Anyone out in Mount Horeb, the overall speeds look okay for us right now. So again, if you're hitting the roads for this evening for Turkey Day, things should be fairly smooth. Overall on your Thanksgiving should be a smooth travel day as well. And it's not until later Friday evening that we're going to start to see those showers come back in.
So that's good news. Everybody getting to where they're going should be no problem. Sunday, we'll have to keep an eye on that, right? That could get interesting.
Absolutely. And again, that's really based on the timing right now. It looks more evening, but the amount that's coming through because of the inconsistency in our different models and the different runs, we could have a pretty dicey situation Sunday night.
Still a couple days away, but you know those models, you got to keep an eye on them.
You do. Once they start to line up a little more, that's when we'll be able to hammer down some numbers a little better.
All right, thank you, Dana.
Thanks, Dana. Next up on News 3 at 5, while many families will be gathering around the table to celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow, there's a growing trend. Some people unable to get home for the holiday. We'll share what that trend is next. A growing number of people across the country are celebrating Friendsgiving.
Hillary Lane has a look at how groups of friends are putting their own spin on the traditional Thanksgiving meal.
Chadwick Boyd is whipping up his favorite dishes for a Thanksgiving meal with friends, known as Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving, I think, is a time to come together at the table.
Boyd is a food writer and lifestyle expert. He hosts a Friendsgiving every year, and his recipe for success is having guests bring a dish of their own.
You have to give somebody a job, something to bring, because it really is like this cool, modern potluck dinner.
A survey from Chowhound.com found 1 out of 3 people plan to attend or host a Friendsgiving this year.
Turkey's turkeying, yams are yamming.
The show Friends featured the idea of spending the holiday with friends back in 1994.
I know this isn't exactly the kind of Thanksgiving that all of you planned, but for me, this has been really great.
But the term Friendsgiving didn't start gaining traction until 2007, when a hashtag helped it take off on social media.
There's definitely an increase in popularity. I would say definitely with a younger generation.
Chowhound.com's Joey Skladany says some people choose to celebrate with friends because they can't get home for the holiday, but others choose friends over family.
We may not necessarily want to go home for the holidays, and planning a Friendsgiving is the next best thing. You get to surround yourself with people that you actually want to talk to at the dinner table and not crazy Aunt Mildred.
And if you don't cook,
any advice for people who may be overwhelmed by the idea of cooking a dish for Friendsgiving?
Bring the booze.
For Boyd, friends, food, and fun are the perfect ingredients for a Friendsgiving feast. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
If you don't want to mess with the cooking on your own Thanksgiving meal or just looking for a place to go tomorrow, there are a number of community dinners going on, and you can find a full list on our website, channel3000.com.
Just go to your friend's house, make them do the dishes. We'll have another check of the weather in a moment.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, the Thanksgiving travel rush. We're at one of America's busiest airports. Plus, why Chief Justice John Roberts is now speaking out against President Trump. And how this American princess is giving thanks. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Finally at 5, one Massachusetts hockey team has a seasoned goalie.
A very seasoned goalie at 85 years old. Bill Parsley still takes to the ice 4 days a week. He's had both hips replaced and 2 surgeries on each shoulder, but he continues to play. Parsley announced his retirement earlier this year, but he's already postponed it, and his teammates say his continued dedication and drive are an inspiration. I couldn't agree with that more.
Stay out there on that ice.
Yeah, you bet.
Look at them denying.
I couldn't do that.
Some good stuff. You can still get down on
Very impressive.
on the ice. Final check of the forecast, and many travelers out there.
Yes, lots of travelers. Conditions for tonight and tomorrow look okay. Will actually be just slightly by a few degrees warmer tomorrow in the mid-30s. Friday, if you're traveling at night, do know that we're going to be dealing with some heavier rain at times. May even see a mix north of Madison into Saturday morning. Throughout the afternoon on Saturday, our skies will clear up just a little bit, but then we do have an alert day in the forecast as we get to Sunday. Sunday will start off cloudy, and then the snow showers are expected to start up in the afternoon and go all night into Monday morning. That alert day really leaning towards 1 to 3 inches of snowfall possible in Madison. Some areas may even see quite a bit more. So we will be keeping a close eye. That's still 4 days out for us now. We'll keep a close eye on that.
All right, we'll have more updates in 30 minutes. Charlotte will join me for News 3 at 6. The CBS Evening News coming your way next.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.